think that was what was happening. Well, it's a particular honor for me to introduce our next guest. He's one of the people who really inspired me to play the saxophone, and his name is David "Fathead" Newman. I understand that Ray Charles really didn't like that nickname, and that he took to calling you Brains.
Yeah, he said it was a crazy name, and so he said he would call me Brains instead, just the opposite.
Well, it's a lot more appropriate.
Well, actually, my high school instructor gave me that name because I did something very stupid in class. I wish he was living today.
Really?
Yes.
Now, you played with Ray Charles for about 12 years, starting in 1952, and...
Well, yeah, actually, David, 54 through 64, then 70 and 71.
And prior to that, you were, well, I guess, kind of a bebop purist, and you did, I would say, you did occasional R&B gigs just for the money, but when you joined Ray, I understand that your attitude toward R&B and blues music changed a little bit.
Well, yeah, my whole conception was changed around because you know, learning from Ray Charles, I learned to appreciate, it's like music appreciation. I learned like to appreciate so many different forms and idioms of music. And I'm really grateful to him for that experience.
Right, broadening.
Oh, yes.
Now, when you were with Ray, you recorded some solo albums for Atlantic. And the first one that I remember was Ray Charles Presents Fathead Newman.
Right, yeah, yes.
And a tune off that album called Hard Times actually became a hit, right?
Yes, Hard Times was a hit, and still Hard Times.
Still Hard Times, right? You came out with a tune that was later on, right?
Yes.
Kind of a sequel to Hard Times called Still Hard Times.
Still Hard Times, right.
How do you feel about that music now that when you hear it, some of the music that you did 30 years ago with Ray?
Well, David, actually, I found that it was very inspiring then, and it's very inspiring now whenever I get a chance to listen to it. Yeah. It's still very inspiring. I'm really grateful. I learned quite I owe my life to that experience.
So you look back on that fondly, right?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Well, the tune you're going to do tonight, which is Makin Whoopee, which is actually a very old standard, is the first time I heard that song was Ray Charles singing it.
Well, he was I don't think he was the first one to record it, but no. He was the first that I heard to record it. Right. Yes.
Well, why don't we do it?
It's a Whoopee, good idea.
Whoopee, Makin Whoopee.